Hello, what's up my channel? It's your friendly neighborhood sassy blonde writer coming at you with a writing video. So today I'm going to be talking about my Preptober plans. I know I'm not normally as organized in my background and everything as I usually am. That's because I'm filming this video kind of late, but it's fine, don't worry about it. So let's talk first about Preptober and then my NaNoWriMo plan. For those of you who don't know, NaNoWriMo stands for National Novel Writing Month, actually a nonprofit that was started by this one guy who just kind of realized one day, he was like, you know what I really wanted to do with my life? I wanted to write a novel. And he just needed that extra push. And so he gave himself a time limit, which is honestly one of the best ways to force yourself to do something. So he gave himself a month to write a novel, and then a bunch of other people essentially thought that it was a good idea and joined in, and now it's a really popular and common thing to do. So, I'm doing National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo for short, and so the month of October is usually referred to as Preptober, because that is when you are prepping for all your NaNoWriMo stuff. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos before, then you know that I am a discovery writer or a pantser. I tend to not plan my books out in advance, or not very much in advance. This year, I'm trying something a little bit different, and the reason why is because I am currently working with a book coach. What is a book coach exactly? It's basically somewhere in between a teacher who kind of nurtures you and helps you grow as a writer, grow your different strengths, and work on your different weaknesses as a writer, and an editor where they're helping you on a specific project. So I'm working with a book coach on my urban fantasy book where I've been having a lot of trouble. So this is going to be a third time's a charm where I'm working on it for NaNoWriMo, because I've been working on it with the book coach anyways, so I might as well do it for NaNoWriMo to kind of get these additional bits and pieces out of the way. So a lot of my Preptober work has been working with my book coach on adapting the previous story, which was more plot-centered, into a character-driven story, because we basically realized, or rather I realized while I was working with my book coach, that that's what was missing from the original draft, was this narrative arc for the story. The urban fantasy story that I'm working on is supposed to be the first in a series. The problem is because it's the first, there wasn't really a lot character-wise to go off of. There was a lot happening plot-wise, and that was really interesting, but I was also having trouble figuring out a place to start. So, in my different story structure videos, it actually helped me out because I was able to sort of analyze different story structures and figure out what I wanted to do based off of my story and what I now know about all these different types of story structures. So, the story that I'm going to be writing is in Media's Ray's story structure, which if you haven't checked out that video, you totally should, because it's more common than you think. And so we're basically starting in the middle of something, and then we're kind of working backwards. So right now, the story might be similar to The Lies of Locke Lamora, where it kind of goes into backstory, and then present day, then backstory, then present day. I haven't figured out the whole thing. So I'm currently working through blueprint for a story or a blueprint for a book. I can't remember the name, but I'll probably cue it up somewhere, a picture of it. Developed by Jeannie Nash, and it's been a really great experience for me so far. And I'm honestly really excited. I feel very prepared for this NaNoWriMo, because normally I run into the issue where my NaNoWriMo stuff, I either fall off the wagon with it because I get caught up with other stuff, because they chose one of the busiest months of the year to do it because of all the family obligations in November, at least for me, and I know a lot of other people who struggle with this as well. What are you gonna do? So that'll be interesting, and I'm excited because I already have parts of this project in motion, so then I don't really have to worry so much about the word count, because I'm doing NaNoWriMo for a project that I've already worked on. All I really have to worry about is getting the book finished, which is honestly the reason why I do NaNoWriMo to begin with. So I'm very excited to get the ball rolling with writing this project. I've been doing a lot of the prep work, a lot of the character development, and figuring out conflict and who the main antagonists are, who the main protagonists are, and figuring out their arcs and the beginning versus the end point, the timeline. So I'll do a whole video on my book coaching experience and what I learned throughout. It's been a really great experience so far. Like I said, it's like being able to work with a teacher because they're nurturing you, they're helping you grow, they're giving you positive feedback as well as critical feedback. So I really like that part, and I like the fact that, like an editor, I get to work on a specific project with my book coach so they can push me to work on it and kind of keep my head in the game, because that is another issue that I tend to have. I can get caught up on different projects and then kind of lose focus. So I'm very excited for NaNoWriMo that way. How else am I prepping for NaNoWriMo? Well, I just ordered a bunch of tea from David's Tea, so very excited about that. Got my pumpkin chai to help renew myself because it is self-care. What else do I have? I also have my fancy schmancy little... I'm also going to be setting up documents on Google Docs and Google Drive. So I've been working on making sure that I have storage space on my Google Drive because I do not want to upgrade. Google makes enough money off of me through ads. I feel like they don't need me to subscribe to get more storage. So I've been working on that, been clearing out space in the old Google Drive, been working on Scrivener files as well, getting those set up. So I'm very excited for this NaNoWriMo to start. But another thing that I think is really important when you're doing NaNoWriMo is because you're doing so much creating and creative thinking and sometimes critical thinking as well when you're trying to figure out those plot holes and everything, is figuring out how to refill the well while you are doing NaNoWriMo. So one of my planned things to do is I'm going to have set aside time specifically for self-care during those days. So my plan is to basically maybe do a little bit of work on the Google Docs here and there for my NaNoWriMo project, sometimes at work, because sometimes you have a spare moment on your lunch break to just like type quickly on your phone, and then other times you don't. So who knows if that's going to happen. That's the perk of working in Google Drive, I think, for NaNoWriMo, and so that's why I'm going to have that set up as well, because I want to have that choice of being able to work on the manuscript pretty much wherever I want. So I'll probably set it up so that way the present day timeline is what I work on in a Google Docs, and then I can just transfer that over into the Scrivener file once I get home from work. And then my plan is to basically, after I get home from work, do like half an hour to an hour of self-care, which could be a face mask, it could be just playing video games, or just watching TV. Whenever I'm trying to refill the well during NaNoWriMo, I tend to go back to my old favorites. I'll also try to go towards something that's sort of in the genre of whatever I'm writing in. So if I'm writing a mystery, I'll probably try to find a show or a movie that fits the bill. So if I was writing a mystery, I'd probably watch Clue or Knives Out or Sherlock or something along those lines to kind of keep the ball rolling in my mind with that theme. But then I also want to watch stuff that has really strong dialogue as well. Also in the process of finishing Squid Game, a significant other finished Squid Game without me. I mean, I did tell him he could, but now I'm like annoyed that I didn't finish it. I'm not annoyed at him, I'm more annoyed at myself. NaNoWriMo snacks. Can't forget about snacks. However, I try not to pick very high calorie snacks for me personally. I'm a snacker, so like I will fill up on snacks. So generally what I do is I will pick one pretty moderately low calorie snack. My current snack of the moment is popcorn, because we just got a Whirly Pop, which is basically that thing that goes in the popcorn machine at movie theaters, but it's on your stove. So that's been pretty cool lately. Probably gonna stick around with that. Plus, what I like about the Whirly Pop is if I want a snack, it makes me kind of work for it. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed learning about my Preptober plans. Do you have Preptober plans? Are you planning on working on NaNoWriMo? What's your project about? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like. And if you're new here, please remember to subscribe as well. I post new videos on Wednesdays. Happy writing!